For that arrogance, I shall see you dead.
Yeah. All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video. In this video, I want to go in depth into my thoughts about The Last of Us 2 because of some comments I saw in my previous video. Now, heads up, I will be discussing the game leaks in this video, so if you do not want to hear any spoilers or know anything about the leaks, do not watch this video. I will be talking about the leaks in this video, so last chance, do not watch this video. If you are still here, then I assume you want to hear what I have to say, so now I'm going to say it. The first thing I want to address is people who say this game sucks because of the story leaks. To that, I have to say this. I read the leaks when they came out, and I did not like what I read in the story leaks. That was my initial knee-jerk reaction, was like, I do not like these story leaks at all. Fuck this game, fuck this story. Like most everybody else. But then I sat back and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I am missing a lot of context here. I am missing probably hundreds of thousands of lines of dialogue that I do not know because I did not hear them. Hours upon hours of cutscenes that I do not know because I did not see them. So much of the story in The Last of Us, in the first one, is told just in the back and forth banter while you're walking through empty spaces or walking through abandoned record stores. Just walking around doing stuff. The back and forth banter between the characters provides context to the story, builds upon the relationships of the characters. I don't know if a one paragraph Cliff Note version of the story of this game can wrap all that up. And I don't even know if the Cliff Note version is even all of the story. How much of the story is missing from that? So you can do whatever you want, but me personally, I'm not going to say this game sucks based on the story leaks. I will play the game for myself and I will decide. Second thing, people saying that this game sucks because Joel died and they refuse to play because Joel is dead. To that I say that is probably one of the silliest things I've ever heard. I don't want Joel to die, I love Joel. But this game takes place in a world filled with unspeakable horrors and monsters and death and violence, and anybody can die at any time. Tess died in the first game, and I cared about Tess. Hell, Naughty Dog is so good at building characters that I cared about Joel's daughter in the first 10 minutes of the game, and she died, and I wasn't like, fuck this game, I'm not going to play it. They killed Joel's daughter. Death happens in this world all the time, and can happen to anybody. So I'm not going to say this game sucks because Joel died. That seems silly to me. Using that mentality, Avengers Endgame sucked. It was absolute trash because Tony Stark died, and I love Tony Stark. It doesn't make sense. Tony Stark's death was meaningful, it had purpose. What if Joel's is the same way? If Joel's death has meaning, it's a meaningful death. What if it's the catalyst to events that happen in the game? Like, if his death is part of the story, then his death is part of the story. I don't take any issue with that. I don't want Joel to die, but if his death has something to do with the story, then it has something to do with the story. People die in stories all the time, and I think not wanting to play the game because Joel died is a silly reason to not want to play the game. Again, if you don't want to play the game because of that, you don't play the game. Me personally, I think that's a silly reason to not play the game, and I'm not going to play it because Joel died. Third thing, people upset that Abby killed Joel. Now, I look at it this way, because I hear a lot of people saying, oh, well, they killed Joel, and Joel's the hero of the first game. Let's be straight. Joel is no hero. Yes, I love Joel, he's one of my favorite video game characters of all time. But Joel walked into a surgical room and murdered a room full of innocent doctors for selfish reasons, and then damned humanity by not allowing them to extract what they needed from Ellie's brain to possibly create a cure to the cordyceps virus. So no, he's not a hero. And if one of those doctors that Joel killed happened to be Abby's parent, I can 100% understand Abby's motivation for wanting to kill Joel. I can 100% understand her killing Joel. If you're going to say, oh, this game sucks because Abby killed Joel, again, that seems silly to me. Like, when I heard it, I was pissed off. I too was like, fuck this game, fuck this story, because I didn't want anybody to kill Joel, especially didn't want some girl to kill Joel because Joel killed her parents. What kind of shit is this? But then when I sat down and thought about it, I was like, you know what? It's not that dumb. And it does make sense. If someone killed your parents, would you not want revenge? Hell, that's why Bruce Wayne became fucking Batman. Okay? So I think that not wanting to play this game because Abby kills Joel is a silly reason to not play this game also. Because when you sit and think about it, that is a perfect motivation for wanting to kill Joel. He killed her parents. Perfect motivation. Fourth thing. The game is leftist, woke, bullshit trash. Okay. Maybe it is. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know. And I will tell you right now, I cannot stand left woke bullshit. I don't want it in video games. I made a whole video about how I don't want politics anywhere near this channel, because I don't like politics being interjected into this medium. I don't like politics being put in movies. I don't like politics being put in video games. It's already being pushed into everything. I don't want it in my video games. So if there's any left woke bullshit in this video game, believe me, I will be the first to tell you, and I will make a whole video tearing this goddamn game to fucking shreds if it's in there, because I will not put up with it. But I don't know if it's there because I haven't played this game yet. And neither do you. Fifth thing, and this one really annoys the hell out of me. The only reason The Last of Us 2 is getting good scores is because the reviewers are shills that were paid by Sony and PlayStation. Really? That's the only reason why? If it was that easy, why didn't Uncharted 4 get all these perfect scores? Because Uncharted 4 didn't get a perfect score. Neither did Lost Legacy. Neither did Horizon Zero Dawn. Neither did Spider-Man. Neither did Days Gone. But I guess all these reviewers are shills that are paid by PlayStation. Well, why isn't PlayStation paying them for everything? And if that's all it takes, if it's that easy, why isn't Microsoft, with all their money they have, paying these reviewers to give Xbox games perfect scores? Why isn't Gears 5 have perfect scores? Why isn't Sea of Thieves have perfect scores? If it's that easy and that's all it takes, why aren't they doing that? And to be fair, I'm not saying that they're not shills, that they weren't paid. I'm just saying I don't know that. And neither do you. You're just saying it. Unless you have evidence to back up that claim, I don't want to hear it. Because like everything else that I hear people saying, unless you can provide evidence to back up the claim, to me it is bullshit. I don't care if you think it's true. There are lots of things you might think are true, but unless you can prove it, it's bullshit. And the other thing is, if you want me to believe that the only reason this game got good review scores is because they were paid, then what you're asking me to believe is that Naughty Dog made the first Uncharted, which wasn't a fantastic game, but it was a great game, and was one of the first ones to really have that summer blockbuster feel, and was very, very cinematic, and reviewed decently well. Then Naughty Dog makes Uncharted 2, which is an amazing game with an amazing story that reviewed really well, got many perfect scores, and won many Game of the Year awards. Then Naughty Dog makes Uncharted 3, which, while not as good as Uncharted 2, was still an amazing game with an amazing story that reviewed incredibly well. Then Naughty Dog makes The Last of Us, which is an amazing game with an amazing story that won many, many Game of the Year awards and got many, many perfect scores. Then Naughty Dog makes Uncharted 4, which is an amazing game with an amazing story that reviews incredibly well and is nominated for Game of the Year. Then Naughty Dog makes Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is an amazing game with an amazing story that reviews really well. Then Naughty Dog makes The Last of Us 2, and I'm supposed to believe that it is not an amazing game with an amazing story that reviewed really well because it's a great game. No. What you want me to believe is after 6 games that scored either very well or extremely well, some of which were either Game of the Year or Game of the Year nominees, after 6 in a row, the 7th one is pure shit and only got good reviews because the people were paid to review it well. You see what I'm saying here? I see a pattern of greatness. And when I see this new game coming up, I'm assuming it got good scores because it is continuing upon that pattern of greatness. And you're asking me to believe otherwise. So if my choices for why this game got a good review score is either A, it got a good review score because it is following in the footsteps of the games that came before it, or B, it got good review scores because they were paid to give it good review scores and you can provide no evidence of that. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to side with A. Sorry, hate to break it to you. But the bottom line, the bottom line is that I will decide for myself whether or not this game is a good or bad game when I play it. Because I don't care what the reviewers say. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you like. I don't care what they like. All I care about is what I like. And if I like the game, that's all that matters to me. Like Death Stranding, I liked Death Stranding. There were lots of people who didn't like Death Stranding, and I can understand why they didn't. It's a game that has a very interesting gameplay loop that is not one everyone will find fun. I enjoyed it, but that's me. But the people who didn't enjoy it didn't sway my opinion on the game, didn't make me any less excited to play the game, because I don't give a fuck what they think. I don't give a fuck what you think when it comes to whether or not these games are good or bad. All that matters is what I think. And you should think the same. So what I'm saying to you right now, you shouldn't care about. I know it's quite a hypocritical type of paradox, right? Like I'm telling you, don't give a shit about what I say. You should only care about what you think. Well, I'm telling you what I think, even though you shouldn't care. Well, the thing is that if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you do care what I think, or at least you want to hear what I think, and that's why I'm telling you what I think. But yeah, I don't care what you think, and you shouldn't care what I think or what anybody else thinks. I'm going to decide for myself when I play this game. And then I will let you know what I think after I play it. But I'm not going to not give this game a chance because of the shit that I've heard or the shit people are saying. Because the track record of Naughty Dog is good. Actually, is more than good. The track record of Naughty Dog is fantastic. And I think they've earned my trust going into The Last of Us 2. Now, if they burn that trust, they burn that trust. But to this point, Naughty Dog has not burned me. And now let me be clear, this video isn't intended to try to sway people who aren't going to play the game into playing the game. Because like I said, I don't care if you play the game or not. The purpose of this video is to me to share my thoughts and my feelings and my opinions about everything with you guys. You guys understand where I'm coming from. And I'm sure many of you out there don't care what I have to say or how I feel or what I think. But hey, it's my YouTube channel. And I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. If you don't want to hear what I have to talk about, don't watch the video. I assume if you're still watching, it's because you care about what I have to say for whatever reason. You want to hear what I have to say for whatever reason. So I'm telling you. And that's that. Well, that's the video, guys. Like I said, I just really wanted to share with you my mentality and feelings towards all of these different situations when it comes to The Last of Us Part 2. Because I see all these things coming up in the comment section of my videos, and predominantly the last video I just made. And I just saw some things that I felt like addressing and explaining to you guys how I feel about them and why I feel the way that I do. So I did. So anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next Supernova.